Oh, good.
What's up, guys? Race here, and welcome. Now, I know I haven't made one of these videos in a while. I know I haven't even uploaded the match VODs or any match highlights whatsoever this season. The only recountable bit you guys saw was week 1 when I actually did highlights. So, I'm going to try my best to do highlights because, as you guys know, unfortunately, we just never did the Rrls. We never did that. We took like a 3-week break. We just forget it. We were either busy, we just didn't feel like doing it, or we just completely forgot about it. And then we didn't realize until like Monday. This Monday, what's today? Today is Wednesday, the July 27th. So on July 25th, but I was like, nah, it was too late, man. I know, I was already hanging out with my friends. I was already doing stuff. So yeah. Anyways, basically we're gonna go over the whole format and how everything's gonna work because this is our first year ever doing this. Isn't that right, Pickle? Like first year ever doing this. So
Yeah, actually, first time doing playoffs.
first
Dude,
time,
this
yeah,
was actually kind of stressful.
yeah. Especially trying to get the whole bracket situation. So here's how it's gonna work. 6 teams from each division. So 12 teams in total. The 4 expansion teams and the 2 teams, like the 2 normal regular season teams that will not be joining us here in playoffs, unfortunately, is the Oakland Hawks and the Los Angeles Thunder. I mean, at the start of the season, we could kind of see why. I mean, I don't think we could tell that the Hawks Pickle weren't gonna make it. I think we could definitely tell that the Thunder weren't gonna make it.
Yeah, the Thunder didn't start off the season very well,
The
so
Hawks,
I
they
didn't make it.
actually, the Hawks mid-season, they did really good until they just kind of took a downfall. I think that's because the coach found out that his wife was cheating on him with the Atlanta Ghost coach. So, yeah, old Atlanta Ghost
Hey,
coach.
what?
Old Atlanta Ghost coach.
I don't know.
So, yeah, and then he actually killed himself. So, yeah.
Oh,
So,
oh.
yeah. So, yeah, there's, so,
Didn't
yeah.
mean to get that dark here though.
Nah, he did, man, no. He did. Unfortunately, he did, so everything was just in shambles for the LA Thunder. Yeah. And for the Oakland Hawks. Anyways,
Is that
so,
is that why they sucked?
yeah, because they had no coach. So, their captain was their coach and a player and the general manager. So, on top of playing during timeouts, he was the one making all the play calls. So, yeah. Anyways, that's besides the point. So, making bracket was really stressful for the NL. So, we're going to go over the bracket here for game day. Just because I'm going to be releasing this, like, on Friday, July 29th. So, you guys are going to be seeing this one day before the actual tournament. So, we're not going to go into anything too specific. We're not going to go over anything because we're going to do that in our pregame show. For the whole entire playoffs. But what we can tell you, everything is going to be best of 5. So, you got your wild cards on Saturday, on July 30th. Our wild card is going to be the AL wild card at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Mountain Time or something like that. 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Central Time. 10 a.m. Pacific Time. And anybody that's in Canada, some people in Canada are 1 hour ahead. So, yeah. And anybody that's in London, you know, stuff like that. Scotland, Ireland, I don't know. Paris, I don't know. Regardless, they're about, 5 hours ahead, so 6 p.m. GMT. So, regardless of the time, just convert it to your local time zone. But 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday is going to be us kicking it off. So, as I said, I'm going to briefly go over the matches. Pickle, we're not going to be talking about anything in detail because we're going to be saving that for a pregame show. But the grand championship, or grand final, the grand championship of the whole entire season, best of 7. First game, Liberty Killers for the AL, and Wild versus Ninjas for the AL wildcards. For the NL wildcards, which will be taking place on Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, and 3 p.m. GMT, aka British time. It will be Kings versus Sharks to kick us off. A good old rivalry. Pickle, did you also notice Orlando Kings and Tampa Bay Sharks? That's the Battle of Florida.
Really?
Orlando Kings, Tampa Bay Sharks. I can't believe we never knew that.
Yeah.
And then Sonics versus Bobcats. Then the winner of Liberty and Killers will play the Heroes, who are the first seed in the AL. And the winner of the Wild versus Ninjas will take on the winner. The winner of the Wild and Ninjas will take on second seed Rebels. Then going over to the NL, the winner of the Kings and Sharks are going to take on the first seed Atlanta Ghosts. In the NL, the winner of the Sonics and Bobcats will take on the second seed versus the Hunters. As I said, it's going to be very confusing on the first weekend, right? So I'm going to pull up my calendar. Everybody bear with me. This first weekend, the 30th and 31st will only be wild cards. The 30th will be AL wild cards, and the 31st is going to be NL wild cards. Then same thing is going to happen. On August 6th, we're going to have AL divisional round. And on Sunday, we're going to have the NL divisional round. All these times are exactly going to be the same. Pickle might not be able to be here for some of them. Then on the 13th, we're going to have our AL championship. On the 14th, we're going to have our NL championship. Then on the 20th, at exactly 1:15 p.m. EST, mark down your calendars, we are going to be playing the Grand Championship for all the marbles. Winner does not get bragging rights, though.
Oh, really?
But they do get a trophy, though. They don't get bragging rights because I'm the commissioner, and no matter what, even if I'm bragging rights, I can put myself on the bench. So, yeah. So that's going to be the format. We're going to be going in depth over a little bit more because it sounds confusing because this is our first ever playoffs. So it's going to be, you know, like, we got to explain it a little bit. So Pickle, looking at this thing, since the championship's in August 20th, do you want to explain the whole situation with you might not be here?
Oh, yeah. I am going on vacation probably to, I believe,
You don't need to say the
August
location.
13th to August 20th.
Now,
I
also,
believe. August 13th to August 20th.
now the thing is,
So we might
also,
have to do that game, like, late.
if anything. But if Pickle, like, if Pickle says, like, he's not gonna be on until the 21st, then we're not moving it. We're keeping it exactly on the 20th. As I said, we can alter sometimes. We can alter between a few hours, but we can't really alter the days. So if Pickle's not gonna be here, one of two things are gonna happen. If the Boston Heroes make it, and the Chicago Hunters don't have anybody to fill their team, A, we'll replace bots for them, or B, we'll call it as a disqualification as they did not have enough players, and therefore that team make it, aka the Boston Heroes. If the Boston Heroes did not make the Grand Championship, and say the Chicago Hunters did, but Pickle cannot play, we will just simulate it normally with bots. In the case that neither of us are available or are busy, I will be streaming on my phone for 5 seconds while we're going to do a best of with a wheel spin. In the case that neither of us are able to participate. So that's just in case anything happens. So if Pickle... Yeah, they just quit. So did we win? Did we get an automatic win?
Did we win?
What the hell?
Or is it bots?
I think it's bots. It's nobody! Let's go!
Oh.
That was an easy round win.
That was weird. Easy win.
Who got MVP?
How'd you get MVP? We both got 0 points.
Alright, continue. So, as I said, if I make it, Pickle can't play. I get to call it. I'll either have to play versus bots, or it's just gonna be an automatic disqualification. Because I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, if you lose to bots, you're pretty much an idiot. So.
Did you already say the other like situation if you're not available but I am?
Oh, about that. Yep, he'll just be playing bots. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't know about the thing because I know you can transfer Twitch streams over to YouTube, but I do not know about I don't know about if you can send them through email because I do not trust Pickle with any of my information on YouTube or any nothing. I don't trust Pickle. Pickle will say he's not gonna do anything. I come back, he's completely redesigned my whole channel, fucking deletes all my videos, maybe even deletes my channel. So, yeah. So I'm not trusting Pickle at all. So in the case that something happens, and I cannot be there, but he's there, and we're gonna have to record it or some shit like that, there's gonna be a problem. But you know, there's gonna be so many different scenarios that can happen. But the most likely one is he's probably gonna be here, and we might have to postpone an hour. But still, everything's subject to change though. Like this is happening in 2.5 weeks, isn't it? So everything's subject to
I
change.
think so.
Yeah, so everything is subject to change. So don't rely on it. Any of you Heroes or Hunter fans out there, don't rely anything on happening to your team. Because as I said, everything's TBD, and if we get any news, we'll do it. But all the other games should be going as planned. All the other games. So, yeah. Now we're just sitting here. Well, it's Ingrown Toe versus Kinetic Aftershock.
And they're only 4 minutes in, and Kinetic Aftershock is already winning 3-0.
That's actually funny. Alright, chat, this has been this video. Thank you guys so much. And Pickle, who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah.
Just, I don't need a matchup. Just what team do you think is gonna take home this championship? Based off the circumstances right now, what team do you think's gonna win?
Probably the Boston Heroes over the situation right now because they have a better record, and also they've had better bots for some reason. I don't know why, but they've seemed to have better bots and better like team moral and all the way around and all the other stuff.
I mean,
And
yeah. I mean, also considering that Chicago does not have a pretty good reputation when it comes to any single type of sport. Like the Blackhawks, yeah, that's history. They won the cup like 10 years ago, so that's pretty much history. White Sox, Cubs won the World Series 2016. White Sox.
I don't think I've ever won.
The White Sox, I don't think I've ever won. I'm not 100% sure. Chicago, what do you call it? Chicago Bears, they haven't won in like since 2001 or something. I don't know, but they have not won.
It was not 2001.
They have not won. Like they've won before there was ever such thing as a scoreboard on TV.
I think it was 1986 that they won.
There wasn't even a scoreboard on the TV, and John Madden was commentating. And then finally, that leaves us with hockey. No, we've already gone over hockey. We've already gone over football. We've already gone over baseball. Basketball. Is there any basketball teams? Chicago Bulls. They haven't brought home a ring in a while. So Chicago.
No, since the 90s. It's like the early 90s or late 90s.
So basically, Chicago just doesn't have a good reputation when it comes to any sport. So, yeah. So definitely, I can definitely tell you that Boston's gonna have a third man on the roster. Pickle, you wanna know who that is?
No. Actually, yeah, I do.
It's gonna be the crowd.
Really?
Because I think Boston has more. It depends. Like, in either way, like, it's kind of hard to think because like anything can go either way. But most likely, the crowd's gonna be in the favor of Boston, I'd say. But then again, there's probably gonna be a bunch of drunk New York fans who are just going there to heckle the Boston people. No, it's funny because I guarantee you there's gonna be that one fan who's gonna bring up the Yankees championships. It's like it has nothing to do with Rocket League. Like,
it doesn't, and they're gonna bring it up.
What does 27 championship wins have to do with the first ever Rocket League Grand Championship? So yeah, all right, yeah. Okay. It's that Pick'em's time. I'm here with Pickle. Want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Pickle, aka Will, and I'm Morris's kind of like assistant slash other player. You guys probably already know at this point.
Yep. So yeah, so just in case everybody's new, this is my friend Pickle. Will, we do this thing called Rrls. If you're brand new, playoffs are happening. So when you guys see this, playoffs will be happening in less than 24 hours. So, we're doing pick'ems. If you guys already saw the other video, we basically explained the whole format, because this is our first year ever doing this. And to all the fans out there, this is going to be your first year ever experiencing this. So, we're going to be doing pick'ems, and we're going to be going through every individual match, and yeah. So, our first matchup, this is an AL wildcard match, New York Liberty versus Denver Killers. I'm going to go out on my take, who I think is going to win in the series. Every series is best of 5, except for the Grand Championship, which I already explained. And then yeah, so we're gonna go over each match individually and break it down. New York Liberty, Denver Killers kicking off strong, AL wildcard. This is definitely a hard one. That's what she said. Specifically, that's what my future girlfriend's gonna say. But anyways, this is Rocket League. This is Rocket League, not the bedroom. So let's continue. So, This is definitely going to be an interesting series. I think it can go either way. These teams kind of have balanced records. A little bit. New York Liberty has the better record, coming in at 3rd seed, while the Denver Killers are coming in at 6th seed. So it's definitely going to bring up the question. New York Liberty is going to have the crowd on their side, but they're not only going to have the crowd on their side for this match. They're also going to have all the momentum because they're a better seed. They're better known. They barely have the better record. So they're definitely gonna have a lot of momentum on their side coming into this, especially coming off a win from last week.
Playing ingrown toe. They made a comeback.
So I think it's gonna be the Denver Killers in a 3-2 reverse sweep. All right, Pickle, what's your take? Liberty Killers, go ahead. You can take it away.
Liberty Killers. I'm gonna take Killers over Liberty and Killers. Just because Killers probably, I think, have the better record. I don't think. But I'm not gonna go anything whatever. Underdogs, Killers. I'm not gonna go any so far into detail. So.
All right, do not ready up. We're just gonna continue with this. Okay, so we've done that. Now we're moving into our next series, another AL wildcard. You're gonna have the Las Vegas Wild and the Washington Ninjas. These guys are literally, their records are basically really close. Wild, just barely. They both have the same record this season. They have the same exact record this season. Wild coming in, I don't know their exact records, but they both have the same exact thing. We had to do a coin flip to figure it out. So these teams are pretty even in record-wise. Ninjas, they have the better defense. Wild, they have the better offense, so it's going to be an offense versus defense kind of thing. I'm going to go with Wild 3-0 in this. You rarely see 3-0s nowadays with bots, but it can happen. That's my prediction. Wild going to win 3-0. Pickle?
Yeah. Oh, my prediction? I'm going to take Wild on this one. I'm doing the higher seed, I believe. Wild.
They both have the same record. It was just on a coin flip.
Yeah, I know. I believe they're on the higher seed. Yes, Wild are on the higher seed. So I'm gonna take the Wild, but I believe the Ninjas are a better team. But the Wild do have the better offense, so I'm taking Wild on this one.
In the series, what do you think the series is gonna be?
Oh, a 3-1 Wild.
Okay. Now we're heading to the NL. Orlando Kings, Tampa Bay Sharks, the Battle of Florida. You've seen this once. You've seen this once in the second tournament, and once in the normal week in week 13, I believe. So we've seen this matchup only twice. So we do not know as much about it as there has been a roster change since the last time we've seen these guys play. Orlando Kings, they have better. They're 3rd seed. But they've done really good. In the beginning of the season, they were hot trash, but now coming into this, they're doing really good. They have the better record in the second half of the season. After the second tournament, and they just continued frying. I think they've only had 2 losses in the second half of the season, which is really good. I think Kings are going to take it in a Game 5. So, Peggle, go ahead, take it away. King Sharks.
King Sharks. I'm gonna go with Kings as well on this one as a 3-1, not a 3-2. Kings in 4.
Explain why.
It's because Kings are just a better team. By the way, fake.
Okay. Just continue talking about Rocket League. Just don't worry about comms, alright?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Moving up, Sonics and Bobcats. Sonics at 4th seed, Bobcats at 5th seed. They don't have the same record, though. The Sonics record is better by just 1 win. So, there's not that much difference, but there is a little bit difference. I think the Sonics are just going to take it. Sonics have better offense, while the Bobcats have better defense. So, again, it's going to be one of those consistent matches where it's just a battle of, it's just going to be a battle of, the offense versus defense combination, and just how anything can happen. Alright, Peggle, go take it away. Sonics, Bobcats.
I'm gonna take Bobcats in 4 again. No, I'm gonna take Bobcats in 5. Just because this is a good matchup, Bobcats and Sonics. They have matched up in the season. I think it was later in the season. first half, and they dominated. Bobcats dominated the Sonics through the whole series. Instead, but they broke down on defense, and I believe the Sonics did a reverse sweep.
Versus the
But
Liberty.
then on the first two games,
Versus
oh
the
wait,
Liberty.
the
Correct?
Bobcats,
Yeah,
the Liberty,
didn't the Sonics give like a reverse sweep versus the Liberty?
I believe. I don't know if it was Bobcats or not, but I don't know.
I think it
But
was the Sonics.
anyways,
So. Oh no!
right.
So me and Pickle are pretty much on the same page when it comes to these games. So we both chose the Killers over the Liberty. So it's a Killers versus Heroes 3-0. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a 3-0 Heroes. Self-explanatory. Pickle, your take.
Killers, Heroes. I'm gonna take Heroes. Easy 3-0.
Yeah,
I don't know because yeah, self-explanatory. Royce is just too good for the bots and.
And I always get paired with better bots, so if I'm not having a good day, I can still my teammates still help me out.
Yeah,
Really
I don't know how you get paired up with better bots, and I get paired up with the most garbage ass bots I ever created.
Okay, so we both chose the Wild. So it's Wild versus Rebels. So who do you got?
I'm gonna take Rebels since they are a better team than the Wild. The Wild just got lucky in the wild card beating the Ninjas, but the Wild are a better team. Actually, no. What did I say? The Rebels are a better team.
So what do you think the series
Rebels
is
are
gonna
a
be?
better team. I'm gonna take 3-0 Rebels actually.
3-0 Rebels. I'm gonna go 3-1 Rebels.
Bold statement.
I have not gone a 3-1 yet. I haven't said a 3-1 series yet in these predictions.
I haven't said a 3-0 either.
So
you did.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be Rebels. I think it's gonna be Rebels 3-1. Me and Pickle are pretty much on the same page when it comes to some of these. We definitely do have our times where we disagree on some, but it's kind of hard to tell, especially with their pretty much their even level of talent. All right.
Sniper.
All right. Next up, Kings versus Ghosts. I think it's gonna be a Game 5 victory by the Ghosts. Ghosts, I think it's a good matchup, Pickle. They're both in the same division too, so it is gonna also be a really good division matchup. So Pickle.
Alright.
So
Yeah.
Pickle, what are your thoughts on the Kings and Sharks? I went 3-1. I went Game 5 versus the Sharks. I think, or no, sorry. It was Ghosts. It was Ghosts and Kings. Excuse me. So Ghosts and Kings, and I thought that I said it was going to be a Game 5 victory for the Ghosts over the Kings. Take it away.
I'm gonna go Ghosts 3-1. I don't know. Ghosts are just a better team and a better team all around. They also got a good coach, and that's really all you need for the win. Good defense, good offense, and a good coach. Okay, dude. These kids are cheap. These kids are cheap.
All right, Dallas Sonics. We already chose the Sonics. So Sonics, Hunters. Hunters. I think Hunters gonna go 3-1 on this.
Hunters 3-1. I'm gonna go Hunters 3-0. Actually.
Okay. Somebody had to come out and say that the Hunters aren't always gonna get 3-0 sweeps.
Well, I know.
The Heroes. I know the Heroes aren't gonna. The Heroes have definitely not all gotten 3-0 sweeps. They've definitely had Game 5s. They've had Game 4s. You name it.
They've also had some losses.
They've had 2 losses this entire season, which is pretty insane to think about. How I think definitely Pickle is definitely one of the better players on the in the league. Definitely Heroes a better team, but better player definitely gonna go be awarded to Will. So it's definitely gonna be hard, man. Unfortunately, just Will couldn't bring his. Oh, my bad, bro. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was just like looking at my phone for a second. But it's hard to tell because there's 2 versions of Pickle. You either get a really good Pickle or you get a really distracted Pickle. There's no in between.
I get distracted easily.
So yeah, so Pickle is either really distracted on game day or he's really focused. So it's definitely gonna be hard to choose. So yeah.
No shutout, no shutout, no shutout. We even lost anyways. Bro. These kids are cheap, bro. They've been bumping all game. These kids are cheap.
So we obviously chose Ghosts, we chose Hunters, we chose Heroes. So Heroes versus Rebels. AL Championship. Who do you got? I got Heroes 3-1. I got the Heroes 3-1 versus the Rebels. Who do you got?
Heroes 3-2. Rebels are still a good team. You gotta know that.
Okay, so that means Heroes advancing to the Grand Championship. Alright, Pickle. Ghosts versus Hunters. Man, I've got a lot to say about this series. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have a lot to say about this series right here. In the possibility Hunters Ghosts, which is a really likely possibility, I think Ghosts are going to take it 3-2. Now let me explain. As I did note, there's two different versions of Pickle. You have a really distracted Pickle, and then you have a really locked-in Pickle. Now, I also am the coach for the Atlanta Ghost, and I'm not going to say my game plan, but I'm pretty sure I have a game plan to shut down Pickle. But I'm not going to play down my cards yet. But also, just talent-wise, Hunters definitely, but I think the Ghosts have definitely. I think Ghosts and Heroes are the top two teams which have potential to upset the Heroes, or excuse me, the Hunters. I mean, if you go back, let's go back a few weeks. Let's go back multiple weeks, almost a month. The Chicago Hunters lost to the New York Liberty. First two games were taken by the Liberty. The next two games were taken by the Hunters, and then Pickle got really distracted in Game 5 and lost. So,
Maybe.
not maybe. It was a yes. It's literally on YouTube for everybody to watch. So they can go back in the VOD and replay and rewatch it if they want. So, anyways, so you can definitely tell in the first two games he was definitely not focused in. Next two games, I mean, he was dialed in, but if you do remember, he did have to get up and go AFK for like a minute for in different points. At some different points. So I just think Ghosts are gonna take it. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. 3-2, but definitely a big fight's definitely gonna be put up here by this Hunters offense and defense. All right, big ol' prediction: Ghosts Hunters.
Hunters 3-2. Not biased though. Hunters and Ghosts have played in the earlier season, and the Hunters have dominated the Ghosts. For some reason, the Hunters have been way better than the Ghosts on the earlier season. Now this is playoff. This is playoff Rocket League.
And
anything could happen in the playoffs.
And also, the Ghosts did get a new coach, aka me, and they did make a roster change. So we have yet to see this roster in playoff form, as they just unveiled this new roster in week 16. Believe it or not. So we've only seen that. We haven't even seen them play yet. KT, we have that Pickle. We haven't even seen their in squad yet.
Oh, really?
Because they because after week 14, they said that by week 16 they were gonna have a new roster, but then week 15 never happened and week 16 never happened. Same thing with week 17. So we never got to see their official new roster that they wanted to try out. So therefore, saying that we have not seen their roster yet, firstly, and on the second hand, we haven't even seen any of these teams in playoffs, obviously, because this is our first year in playoffs. So none of these teams have any experience, but I think all the teams are just going to treat it like it's a normal season game. But definitely But I definitely think the nerve is going to be on all the players. Whatever two teams make it on to the championship, I definitely think the nerve is going to be there. You know, you've got the crowd to worry about. You've got you to worry about. You've got your teammate to make sure they're not absolute dog shit to worry about. You've got the other team you got to worry about. You got to worry about your play calls. You got to focus on your coach. You got to focus on every goddamn thing around you. One little movement could screw up the entire championship.
That is true.
Say you're in a Game 7 overtime, tied at 1-1. All the marbles. It's tied 3-3 in the series. You're headed to a Game 7. You're in overtime. And you don't have enough boost. You know, you think you can get the ball. The ball's coming at an angle. Like, it was a cannon. It was a cannon shot. You think you can get it as it's up in the air. You jump for it, but you use your last bit of boost to try and get it, and the ball just goes in. Now, whose fault is it? Is it your fault? Is it the player's fault? Is it the server's fault? Is it you had ball cam on? You didn't have ball cam on. Because there's so many things going on. You have to focus on so many things. Like
It's your internet.
Yeah, you can't be focusing on your boost. Like, you're trying to see where the ball is. You're trying to see where the opponent is. You're trying to make all these play calls. You're trying to focus while the crowd is just hype. So it's kind of hard when you've got to focus on like 20,000 things at once. Isn't that right, Pickle? So.
Oh yeah.
So if you get faked out, like even a simple fake out could alter the decision of a match. Like, if you think the ball's going to the right and you get faked out for a shot to the left and you don't have enough boost and you can't get there, and they give up a goal and you just can't find a goal, that's game for you. So, anything can happen. So, I went with Ghosts and Heroes for the championship. He went with Hunters and Heroes. So, I'm going to say first, because mine's different. Both of our predictions are different. Most of our predictions have been right. I think on the brackets that we did a little earlier, I think we changed up a few matches. But relatively, we got to go over these individually. Hunters, Heroes, Pickle, I'm going to let you go first. Hunters, Heroes.
Alright.
I'm going to mute.
I am not being biased, but I'm also being biased a little bit. But I'm going to go with Hunters because I really want to get my revenge on Royce. Also, because a tournament, I'm not going to say what happened. I'm not going to say what happened.
We don't need to bring up the past.
The tournament did annoy me, and I want to get my revenge on Royce badly. You better watch out.
Bring it up because we don't need to ruin our night, so we're not going to bring it up. So what do you think the series score is going to be?
3-1.
It's best of 4, idiot.
What? No, it's not. The Grand Championship is not best of 4.
I said best of 7. Because you said 3-1.
Oh.
It's best of 7. You had to win 4 games.
4-1. Hunters.
4-1 Hunters, alright. Mr. Biased Man over here. Alright. Half 50% biased. Well, 51% biased. 49% not. Alright. Heroes, Ghosts. Who do I think's gonna win? I'm gonna be 100% transparent. Heroes, Ghosts. I'm gonna be 100% transparent here. I'm gonna go with the Ghosts in 7. Now that may sound as a shot. Pickle, shut the fuck up.
Heroes are a better team.
But
I'm just saying that.
I know they're a better team, but still, as I said,
okay.
we have yet to see this brand new Ghosts roster, and if they do really good, things can happen. Now, I definitely know the Heroes have not been prepared recently, as not a lot of these teams have been doing warm-ups at all. So that could be a game-altering decision. Like you don't do your warm-ups and then you pay the price. But I've been watching some scrims for the Atlanta Ghosts, and they beat NRG, which is a pretty big surprise.
Oh, really? You've been watching NRG?
So they beat NRG, which I'm not saying it's good, but it's good. Because the NRG is a pro team. So for them to beat an official pro team, that's an understatement. But if they can beat NRG, I think they can beat anybody. But as I said, guys, time will tell. We do not know. We have no idea what's going to happen. This is playoff environment. People could be affected by the crowd for all we know. So, come join us this weekend and every single weekend, and join us on August 20th to see who will be crowned the 2022 RRLS champion. Peace out, boys. And I'll see you guys on the 30th and 31st.